Hey, it's John and Mike, brew-news.com, and if you ever wanted to learn more about Nectaron hops, every time I see this I think it's like Necatron, but it's Nectaron hops. You've come to the right place. We're going to put a whole video together. We have some, friends out there in the home brewing world when it comes to flavorings. We love our friends at Olive Nation. When it comes to interesting hop varieties, Yakima Valley Hops. They always put in nice stickers in the shipment of hops. They send a sticker that says brew or die. Given the choice, I guess I'll go with the brewing. And they also have like nice, I think this is a magnet coaster thing, so you can throw that on there too.
A little rubberized coaster.
So thanks to our friends for Yakima Valley for all the fun swag. Put this SMaSH beer made with Nectaron hops in the old growler from Growler Works. So we're pouring it out. And if you've ever watched one of our videos before, you probably know this. This is a 1 gallon batch, 1 malt variety with 1 hop variety, making it a single malt and single hop beer. The malt variety is always raw, 2-row, and it's a 1 gallon batch. I now I'm doing all my mashes in the Brewzilla, which is wonderful. Certainly makes a nice mash, and then fermenting. I think we're going to start fermenting in the keg and then transferring into the other keg to be served and so on. But anyway, here we go. So this is a hop from New Zealand, a New Zealand hop, and it's I don't know, it's got some interesting aromas and flavors. Mike, what do you think?
On the aroma, it is, and in the flavor, to me, it's very, I'm having a hard time because it's very one note to me. It's like really, and I'm finding it extremely interesting to really try to put my finger on what that one, it's like a cross between like green melon and like it's melony. There's a little bit of it's not necessarily herbal, but there's like a plant-like quality to it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
It's like green melon, white grape as one flavor. Dare I say it's actually a little bit lychee, like now that it comes back to me. And then but it's not like notes of these different things. To me, for some reason, it's coming across as very singular in its presentation.
Okay.
And the flavor is the same way. It is fruit-like.
Spill my
There's definitely like a fruit-like finish to it.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit zesty. I mean, it seems a little bit zesty on the front of the palate, but it finishes with that same green melon, white grapey type thing. I'm probably way off, but that's what I'm tasting tonight. Maybe that's where my palate is for some reason. But that's how it works, people.
That is how it works. And we are just two dudes drinking beer that we brewed. And we should only be used as one point of data when it comes to, brewing at home for yourself.
Yep.
So if you're looking at the old online homebrew store, or even if you're in your local homebrew store and looking at what they have in the fridge, maybe you're thinking, well, I think I saw those two dudes talking about it on the YouTube. What did they say? You can always look it up later.
It's moderate strength. I think the intensity of the flavor I'm getting is moderate. Like, it's noticeable. It's not over the top.
Okay. Well, I'll talk a little bit more about the brewing because people say like, oh, you always just use tap water. This is actually 2 gallons of spring water. I don't know if that changes.
I was going to say something over the last 60 of these. But
and then I used a little bit of 15 minutes to go in the boil, the grand majority at flame out, and then save a few like at the 3rd day of fermentation for dry hopping.
Yep.
Okay. So a little bit of information about this. This is coming from, it's a full sister of Waimea. It was developed in partnership with the New Zealand Plant and Food Research and took over 17 years before the full release. Nectaron, Nectaron has huge aroma of passion fruit, peach, grapefruit, and pineapple.
One of the initial impressions I've thought a little bit of like peach, but dull peach, like a underripe white peach. But it sort of presented maybe like somewhere between peach and pineapples, where I'm getting that green melon thing. I think a little bit. I don't really get grapefruit per se, because I think that other flavor quality is stronger. I mean, I think in certain aspects you might get it that way. Actually, the best way I can describe it while you were saying that stuff, that next sip, is I almost got like a ginger ale type quality out of it.
Yeah, I think that's the herbal you were picking up on. So the descriptors here: citrus, pineapple, passion fruit, grapefruit, stone fruit. I get a lot of stone fruit. I think that when you were saying green melon, I think it is that weird peachy flavor.
Exactly.
That's that.
Yep.
And then
it wasn't, but it's not presenting sweet enough for me to commit to saying peach. That was my very first impression was peachy, but it was just not fruity enough for that.
Yeah, it's like an
sweet. There's not a sweetness there. Yeah,
an underripe peach.
Because it doesn't have to have sugar present for your brain to tell you something sweet. Right? Like if you encounter cinnamon in a certain things, you're so used to having cinnamon in desserts that are sweet that when you have cinnamon, your mind tells you there's sweetness.
There's sweetness.
So in this example, I could understand the peachy concept, but it's not giving me a sweet kick. Where like underripe green melon, you just sort of eat it and it's nice, but it's not sweet.
Yep. And then so I think the three things I got out of it was that stone fruit. We're going to call it underripe peach.
Yes.
That gingery, like that herbal thing. It wasn't like.
I'm digging it though.
Yeah, I'm totally. I think it's really great. I think it's a mellow fruit flavor with these factors: a cinnamon, ginger.
I mean, I would brew and drink this as a SMaSH beer, but what would you add in there to maybe amplify it a little bit more?
Well, I don't really know where else you can get I mean, I would not use US-05 as the yeast. I would go with one of the, some of those new yeast strains that really bring out those peachy flavors or something.
You know what might be cool would be to use this in like what I would call like an it's not really American, New Zealand wit beer. Like use a wit beer yeast, which is going to give you a little bit of that orange citrus and then like that peppery thing, but not like a really strong phenol-y one, but like Belgian wit beer, specifically with this hop, might be pretty interesting.
And I would just up the hop levels, because I think that might be some of the reasons why it's kind of mellow. But I think we're getting a good range of what this could be. Certainly with a different yeast strain and a little bit more on the amounts putting in the beer, I think would be really good.
How about are there any hops you would pair with this hop though?
I think these would be good with like even just like a Pacific Northwest, I would say a Centennial or something like that.
C hop,
just to like
in restraint though. Like let this sing. But use that to amplify some of those other notes.
Just the zestiness of it, I think. I think
I said this on the last one too, but I think pairing this with Sabo would be really wacky. Would be really be really cool. I don't really think I would like that, but it would be a very interesting experience.
I think that would there are people who would love it and people who would hate it.
Right.
That seems to be the dividing line.
Maybe with Mosaic, I mean, that's a pretty complicated hop, but I think this has the power to be a super supportive hop of something else, right? Like if you didn't want to emphasize this flavor profile, but I think it would make a really interesting base for things like Mosaic and Galaxy. Maybe even Citra.
Yeah, because I think those hops, when you say Galaxy, even Vic's Secret, I think the passion fruit, that sort of like the fruit punch type flavors you get from those hops could pair well with this. I just wonder if it would get lost. I just think that this is fairly subtle. Galaxy, You know, your Vic Secret's a little bit more mellow than the Galaxy, but it'd be
in those examples, I'm saying, how would we make Galaxy or Mosaic
a little bit different? Yeah,
like stand out even more by using this in the background. This is like a really good bass groove to the solo guitar.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, it's a nice rhythm to the lead.
Yes.
All right, so that's Nectaron. This is from the 2022 harvest, 9.8% alpha acids, and I bought 4 ounces, 2-ounce pack. So this one is unopened. So we shall. I have, you know, a hop obsession. I need to brew with more of these hops. Just now, it's like I have to watch my own videos and take notes to learn how to bring them all together. So hopefully you learned something. If you're looking for an interesting hop from down under, we suggest Nectaron. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. We can do this kind of thing every single week. For John and Mike, brew-dudes.com. Brew on.
Cheers.